Yeah, hello everyone. Myself Maruthi, welcoming you all to this math video session. Right, in this video, I am dealing a topic from pair of linear equations under two variables. Right now, I am dealing the very important sum, which is generally a competitive examination question, but a logical application of this one can be easily be done. Right, so that is nothing but time and work relation sums, the relation between time and the work, right? How much time will be done, right, to do this much of work? That's the relation. So what is the question? Let's go from here. Kavita thought of constructing two more rooms in her house. So we are dealing with a person by name Kavita, right? What is the work she is planning to do? She likes to construct two more rooms in her house, right? Kavita thought of constructing two more rooms in her house. She came to know that 6 men and 8 women could finish the work in 14 days. This is what he writes. So work generally, construction field, you know, both men and women work together. And one more thing you have to remember, the capacity of working this civil work by the men will be different, and the capacity of working this generally the civil work for the women will be different, right? But the construction work will be done by the combination of both men and women who are having different working capacity, right? So what is there? With the combination of these guys, 6 men and 8 women, right, could finish the work in 14 days. This is the first scenario when Kavita has inquired, she got it. That is 6 men, 8 women could finish the work in 14 days. That is the first case. And the second case, he says like this, right, 8 men and 12 women. The combination has changed. Here if you check it out, 6 men and 8 women, and here it is 8 men and 12 women could finish the work in 10 days. So see here, earlier the number of days for construction is 14 days for the same two rooms. In the case 1, right, whereas 6 men and 8 women, right? Here 8 men, the men has increased. The working power of the men has increased. So 6 men and 8 women, it is taking 14 days. Right? So if Kavita wants to construct the work a little bit early, right, a little bit fast, so what she is recommending, right, here the number of men should be increasing, right? 8 men and 12 women. The supporting labor, women generally supports in the civil work, whereas the men goes on and lays the bricks and all those things will be done by the men. The supporting work, mixing the concrete, this will be done by women, whereas laying the bricks, lifting the walls, all those things will be done by men. So here the relation, 6 men, 8 women could finish in 14 days. If they want to finish the work a little bit earlier, 8 men and 12 women could finish in 10 days. Here the question is, how much time will be taken if one man or one woman worked alone? Just it's a scenario, right? It is not possible to construct houses by only a single man or single woman, right? It's practically not possible. But to do further calculation, right? Here we are talking about only 2 rooms, right, and 14 days and 10 days. But if we want to know something calculation further, if he wants to complete in 6 days, or it's okay, we can take time of 20 days, such scenarios, only thing is, if you like to know, or if you know how much amount of work will be done by one man or one woman, or how much time will be taken to complete the entire work by only a single man, or the entire work single woman works. If you know this, we can do the further calculation. Okay. Now, moreover, I like to give general examples of doing this sum. Right. That's it. Suppose assume that we are dealing with a man. Suppose if he is dealing, or right, if he can complete the entire, right, let us take this as the time. Right? Suppose the work, whatever it might be, whatever the work he has given, if he takes this amount of time, it may be 10 hours, it may be 20 hours, or it may be days. It may be days. Right? The time taken is something like 12 days. If the time taken is 12 days, example I am talking about, not related with the question. Right? If we are talking about the working capacity of the man, if a man completes the entire work in 12 days, right, how much amount of work will be done per 1 day? That's the calculation we should know. Are you able to understand? If a man can complete the entire work in 12 days, how much amount of work can be done by that man in 1 day? Right, that if you know the capacity of one man per day, and if you know the capacity of one woman per day, right, if that single calculation is there with you, we can do any sum. Right, for example, if a man completes the entire work in 12 days, right, how much amount of work then will be done by that man in 1 day? Right, so 1 day, here how many days we are talking about? 12 days. How much the man works in 1 day? 1 day, shall I say, it is nothing but out of the total 12 days, whatever he works in 12 days, out of that 1 day. Are you able to understand? If a man can complete the work in 12 days, right, what is the work done by the man in 1 day? Right, the total, if he is taking something like total 12 parts, right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, then what he does in 1 day? 1 day means first part, one part of the total 12 parts. That is the thing what we have to remember. If there are totally 12 parts, right, what is the work done by the man in 1 day? It's nothing but first part or one part of the total 12 days. This is the calculation what we have to remember. Right. In the same way, let us take an example. Right. If a woman can complete the entire work in something like I like to call it as 3 days. Example I am taking. Right. If a woman can complete the entire work in 3 days. Okay, now how much work is done by the woman in 1 day? Woman in 1 day. That's if we are able to know. So let me to make you a better example. What is this? Number of days. How many days? 3 days. Right. So this is just an example. If a woman can complete the entire work in 3 days, what is the work done by the woman? Work done by woman in 1 day. If this is 3 days, right, what is the work done by the woman in 1 day? First part or one part of that 3 days, shall I say 1/3 part out of these 3 parts, right? One part of that one, 1/3 part. Right, this is the simple thing what we have to remember. If a man can complete the entire work in 12 days, right, how much amount of work, right, is done by 1 day? 1 by means out of the total parts, one part of the work is done. If a woman can complete the entire work in 3 days, in 1 day how much she is able to do? Right, one part of the total 3 days, that is 1/3 part. Right, now this is just an example I have taken, but when we are dealing with the question, we can't guess directly 12 days or we can't guess directly 3 days. Right, what we have to do is, when we doesn't know, we take this as X days. Right, if a man is able to complete the entire work in X days, right, what is the amount of work done by the man in 1 day? 1 day means if there are totally 12 days if he is taking, 1 day work is nothing but 1/12. If he is able to take X days, in 1 day how much does it work? 1/x part. 1/x part of the work will be done in 1 day. Right. In the same way, if a woman does, here by an example we are taking it as 3 days, but in the sum we have to take 2 variables. Why? Because it's a pair of linear equation in 2 variables. First variable I have taken it as x here. Now second variable I like to take it as y here. If the total work can be done in 3 days, right, y days, how much amount of work is done in 1 day? 1 day means if there are 3 days, 1/3 part. If there are y days, it is 1/y part. This is the calculation which you have to remember. If you know this one, we can straight away jump with the sum. Right? This is total work can be done in x days. Right? How much time taken to complete the work is x days. Right? How much amount of work is done in 1 day? 1/x. If the total work can be done by women in y days, right? How much time, right? How time taken to complete or work done in 1 day is nothing but 1/y. X 1/x. Y 1/y. First one is time. Second one is work done in 1 day. Time and work. If you know the amount of work done by a man or a woman in 1 day, we can start working on any cases. Okay. Now, so the example just now I had given to you, right? Just now I had given to you time taken by one man to complete the total work if we take it as x days. If the time taken by one man to complete the total, it's practically not possible. Just we need calculation. Therefore, if one man is able to complete the total work in x days, right? Then what is the work done by the same man in 1 day? That is what we like to know. So if it is x, 1/x part of the work can be done. If he is able to complete the work in 4 days, then how much amount of work can be done in 1 day? 1/4 part. If he is able to complete the work in 10 days, right, in 1 day, how much work he will do? 1/10 part of that. Right, that's what he says. Now, if time taken by one woman, now this is nothing but man's work. X is the total work he can do in these many days. In 1 day he can do this. Right, now let's think about the woman. Right, if she is able to do the entire work alone, single-handedly, if she can do the work in y days, if she is practically not possible, if she is able to do in y days the total work, right, now what is the work done by her in 1 day? 1 day. So if she is taking y days in 1 day, how much she will have? 1/y part of that. X 1/x, y 1/y. This is cool generally. Yes, we have taken the variables now. Now, if you come here in the case 1, right, in the question, what he has given, the combination of men and women, they are taking 14 days. This is the first combination. How many number of, keep it aside, the combination of men and women, right, in the combination of men and women, how many men and women, we can see that. We will frame that one later on. So, if they are taking 14 days, the combination of men and women, if they are taking in 14, to complete the entire work in 14 days, what is the amount of work done by the same combination in 1 day? Right? It is nothing, if it is 14 here, it is nothing but 1/14th part. If the total work done by the combination of men and women in 14 days, what is the same combination does in 1 day? If the total work done in 14 days, in 1 day, how much they do? First one part of that 14 days, that is 1/14. Right? In the same way, the combination, if they are taking 12 days in different combination, that is case 2, 8 men and 12 women, second case. Right? If they are able to do in 12 days, now 12, it's not 12, it's nothing but 10 days. If the combination, If the combination is able to do in 10 days, what is the amount of work done by them in 1 day? 1 day is nothing but 1 by 10th part of that. So, if you check it out, all the combinations, as the sum itself is clearly saying, it's nothing but time and work. Time and work sums, right? First one, we are taking time, right? That is x. Then the work done in 1 day, 1 by x. Time and work. Later on, again, time, if it is y days, how much work in 1 day? Work. Time, work, it is nothing but 1 by y. Again, if you check it out here, the total time, here the time is nothing but 14 days. 14 days is nothing but the time. Again, the work is nothing but 1 by 14. Everything, time, work, again time and work, and this is also 10 days is time, and the work done is 1 by 10. If you know all this scenario, straight away we can get into framing the equations with the help of the formula generally what we have. We'll come back to the formula. So let's go to the different cases what he has given to us and what is the formula relating this time and work relation sums. Right, let's go with an important formula which always relates with the time and work sums. So, what is the formula relating? Right, always remember, number of men times men's work per day. I repeat, number of men times men's work per day plus number of women times women's work per day, and men's work per day equals total work, whatever he has given, right? Out of that, what is the work they done in 1 day, right? This is the formula what always relates with time and work sums. Number of men times men's work per day plus number of women times women's work per day equals total work what is done per day, right? That is the formula which relates. Now let's get back to the two cases what he has given. All right, if you check it out, 6 men and 8 women. 6 men and 8 women can complete in 14 days. That is the given question for us. So now from seeing this question, how many number of men in the case situation 1, how many men are there? 6 men are there, right? That is 6 times, right? 6 men, that is number of men are nothing but 6, right? We know what is the man's work or one man's work per day. Just now I said, if he is able to do the work in X days, right, what is the work done by him in 1 day? 1 by X the part of that. Therefore, it is nothing but 1 by X. Cool. Plus, right, how many women are there? Number of women. How many women are there? 8. Right. Now, women's work per day. Just now, if the entire work can be done by one woman in Y days, what is the work done by one woman in 1 day? 1 by Y. Yes, it's nothing but 1 by Y. Equals, right, total work per day. If the combination of 6 men and 8 women can be completed in 14 days, right, what is the work done in 1 day? It's nothing but 1 by 14. This you have to remember the last. Okay, that is 6 into 1 by X plus 8 into 1 by Y equals 1 by 14. Okay, now we can't frame, just leave like that. We can't just leave like that. Let us cross multiply this. Let us cross multiply this one. Right, let us take this 14 to the other side. So now if you multiply this total to both the total LH side, 14, 6, it's 84 times 1 by X. Plus, if this 14 into 8, it's nothing but 112 times 1 by Y equals, if 14 goes there, what is left over? It's nothing but 1. You have to understand this. 6 into 1 by X plus 8 into 1 by Y equals, total work can be done in 14 days. So, what is the work done in 1 day? 1 by 14. Now, to solve the equation, to set it in a proper order, I am cross multiplying this 14 to both the numbers. If it goes this side, 14 6, 84, 14 8, 112. Okay, now if you frame this equation, if I consider 1 by x as a, we will do it later on. Now let's get back to the second question, right, or second situation. 8 men and 12 women can complete in 10 days. 8 women. So see here, number of men, how many are there? Number of men are totally 8 are there. Yes, 8 men. Right, now men's work per day, we know it as 1 by x plus how many women are there? It's nothing but 12. Right, work done by one woman in 1 day, it's nothing but 1 by y equals, if the total work done is 10 days, what is the work done in 1 day? It's nothing but 1 by 10. Hope you understood. Now let's do the same thing. To make into standard form, let's cross multiply this. 10 into 8, it's nothing but 80 into 1 by x plus 10 into 12, it's nothing but 120 into 1 by y equals 1. Okay, this is the equation, and this is the equation what we got from the situation 1 and situation 2. Right, but let's convert in the linear equation form, right? Let's converting in the linear equation form. So what is the procedure what we are supposed to? Let 1 by x is equal to a and 1 by y is equal to b. Right, then what does this become? It becomes, equation 1 can be written as 84a plus 112b equals 1, and the second equation we can write it down as 80a plus 120b equals 1. These are the two equations what we have from. Right, now we have to solve these two equations to know the value of a and b. Right, so what is the best procedure to find it out? Let's find the GCD, greatest common factor of 84 and 80. Let's find the GCD. So if you take 84, if you divide it by 80, once 80, remainder 4, are able to. Now if you take 80 here, 20 is 80. Right. So what's the GCD here? What's the GCD? This becomes the GCD. Right. The GCD of 8 and 4 is nothing but 4. Alright. Now with what number we should multiply? Let's do one thing. Now take the LCM, right, of both the numbers 84 and 80. Okay, now 84 and 80, now let's divide by the GCD. It goes something like 21 and this goes something like 20 times. Right, now to solve these two equations, to solve this equation by elimination method, we should multiply the first equation with 20. And the second equation we should multiply with 21. Then we get the same quotient. Then there is a chance of cancelling. I repeat, by using elimination method, first I have found the GCD of 84 and 80. I got it as 4. Now I took the LCM. Now it goes in 21 and 20 times. Now we are interchanging the number. This is of the first 21. Now 84. Now this first equation we are having 84. That I am multiplying with the 20. Second equation we are having 80. That I am multiplying with the 21, so that the quotients of both of them they become irregular. Right. So after getting, just now I have said to you 84 and 80, right? So we got two equations, we have to solve it by elimination method, right? For that 84 and 80, I took the GCD, I got it as 4. Right, so with that 4, right, these two take the LCM, right? We are getting 21 and 20 as you have seen, right? So to make the quotients equal, for the sake of cancelling in elimination method, just to cross it. 84 should be multiplied with the 20, right? And 80 should be multiplied with the 21. 80 should be multiplied with the 21. So if you multiply that, how much we are getting? The same. If the first equation, if it is multiplied by 20, 20 times 84, 1680. Right? Yeah, 112 into 20, it is 2240. Right? Again, 21 is 20. In the same way, the second equation, if you multiply with the 21, 80 into 21, 1680, and 120 into 21, 2520. Of course, 21 turns to. Now, eliminate for using elimination method, obviously, we change the signs. We change the signs here. This gets cancelled, and if you check it out, it's minus 280b equals minus 1. Okay, now it is nothing but 280b equals 1, and b equals 1 by 280. This is what we had. We have multiplied with minus 1 both the sides. Now we got the value of b. Right, let's substitute that one in the second equation here. If you substitute in the second equation, what is the second equation you have here? 80 into a plus 120 into b. In the place of b, if I plug in 280 here, right, to solve or to get the value of a, if you check it out, it goes here, and if you go there, right, it's nothing but 3, but if you go with 3 times, it's nothing but 7. So 80a plus 3 by 7 equals 1, and 80a, you can get it as 1 minus 3 by 7, right? If you check it out, it's nothing but 4 by 7. 80a we are getting as 4 by 7, right? If you check it out, if you bring it up, 4 ones, it's nothing but 20. Right, which equals 1 by 140. So the a value we are getting as 1 by 140. Right. So here you got b as 1 by 280. You got the b as 1 by 280. But you have to remember what's the b value there. Right. B value we took it as 1 by y. So 1 by y equals 1 by 280, and if you check it out, y is equal to 280. Okay, then what is y? Y is nothing but number of days women take to complete the work. Women take to complete the work. Complete the work. The work, it's nothing but, if she works alone, she is going to take 280 days. Right? In the same way, we got here right now. Now let us plug in, right? We got a equals 1 by 140. Okay, but what is a? We know a is nothing but 1 by x is equal to 1 by 140. Right? If you equate that, we can know x equals 140. So, but what we took as x as number of days a man takes to complete the work. So, right, if he works alone, number of days a man completes the entire work, completes the total work. Total work, you can take it as 140 days. Right, so this is the calculation what we are having here, right? So we got the b value as 1 by 280, but b we took it as 1 by y. So if you compare, y is equal to 280. In the same way, if you cancel it here, 1s and 3s, 3 by 7. If you transpose to other side, right, minus 3 by 7. If you take the LCM, 4 by 7. 4 1s and 4 20s. The 20 multiplied to the 7, it becomes 140. So 140, a is equal to 140, but what is a? It's nothing but 1 by x. So comparing these two sides, x is equal to 140. What is 140? Number of days taken by one man to complete the entire work. And what is the time taken by one woman to complete the entire work? It's not practically possible, but as an assumption, right, number of days taken by women to complete the entire work is nothing but 280 days. In this channel, I have been placing both math and science videos.